Okay, so you've nailed the parameters for Vcarve inlays, but you feel disorganized because your pocket and plug toolpaths keep ending up on the same screen, in the same setup, and it's hard to separate your pocket toolpaths from your plug toolpaths within the Vcarve inlay toolpath. You're not alone in this. I got this comment the other day from my viewer Paul, and I'll paraphrase it for you. I still struggle so much with setting up my Vcarve Pro software with my pocket toolpath and my plug toolpath. My pocket might be a 20 by 12 cutting board and my plug only 12 by 12. And when I hit calculate, I get both the pocket and the plug generated on the same view. I just don't grasp how to put the pocket toolpaths on one sheet and the plug toolpaths on another. If that sounds even a little bit like you, this video is going to flip the light switch. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to use sheets in Vcarve Pro to completely separate pocket toolpaths on one sheet and plug toolpaths on another. You'll see exactly what to click, how to organize your vectors, and how to avoid that everything on one screen chaos, so your next inlay runs as clean as the ones you've already cut. Let's jump into Vcarve and set this up the right way once and for all. The problem that we've all encountered with our Vcarve inlay toolpaths is that when we select a vector and we do our Vcarve inlay toolpath without any other considerations taken into effect, we see that it generates both the pocket and the plug toolpaths on the same sheet. And this is a problem for us because this makes it very difficult for us to separate our toolpaths because they do overlap in this case. Our easiest method of fixing this is to do a little bit of pre-planning before we ever lay down our first actual Vcarve inlay. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these. And then I need to go back. It looks like I need to reselect them, and we'll delete those vectors one at a time. So my method for fixing this is to do a little bit of pre-planning. And we will go into our sheets. And first off, we will rename our top sheet. Say we were going to use walnut as a board material, so we can rename this sheet walnut board. And there's our 20 by 12 by 2 inch thick. The next thing we want to do is we want to add a new sheet. And in this, we're going to call this maple. Edit the sheet. And in this case, we'll go with our 12 by 12. And we'll go ahead and use maple as our appearance. And so this now gives us two different sheets. Let's go ahead and edit our walnut board so that we can change to walnut for our material, just to keep things a little simpler. Now we can go in and do a split path, and you'll see up in the top here we have a walnut board and we have a maple sheet that is 12 by 12. So from here we can start creating our Vcarve inlay toolpaths. So let's switch over and first select a vector that we're going to create. Click on our Vcarve inlay toolpath. You'll fill in your appropriate pocket depth, glue gap, and surface gap for the bit you intend to use. What we're going to do here is a little bit different. We're going to make our plug destination sheet our maple board, and we're going to give it a vector offset of about 1/4 of an inch, or about, I think that's like 0.59 millimeters. Give our inlay a name. We'll call this fish outline. And now when we calculate it, we see that we have inlay for our plug on the maple sheet where we wanted it. And if we calculate these out and run the preview toolpaths, we see that we have our plug side. And if we switch to our pocket side, we can also see our toolpaths here. If you're enjoying the content so far, please take a moment to like and hype the video so that my channel can get more exposure. I always appreciate that. Not only can you use the sheets for the Vcarve inlay toolpaths, you can also use them for the traditional Zank method. There are a couple extra steps to perform, but it's still a good option to organize your inlay pocket and plug toolpaths. So the first thing we need to do when we're using a Zank or traditional Vcarve inlay is that we're going to need to select our vector, right-click on it, copy it to, and select sheet, and the sheet that we want to copy to. Then we need to move over to that sheet, highlight our vector, press F9 to center it. Then we're going to go to the mirror selected objects, and we're going to flip that horizontally, then highlight the vector, and then we'll use an offset, and we're going to go outward, and we're going to go 0.25 millimeters, or basically a 1/4 inch. Offset that, and that's our two vectors. Switch back over to our walnut board, and we can begin creating our toolpath. So now let's create a regular V-Carve inlay toolpath, and we're going to go with a start depth of 0, a flat depth of 0.236. Need to select my bit. Go with our Amana 46473 12.4 degree V bit. And because this is going to be a large vector, we're also going to use a clearance tool. And for that, I will use my Sharp-Ro 1/8 inch upcut end mill. And we will call this fish underscore outline. And we will calculate that out. And now if we preview our toolpaths, we'll see that we get our pocket. Now we can move over to our maple sheet, and we're going to select both vectors and do our V-Carve engraving path. This time we're going to change up our start depth and flat depth to match the tool. Will be 0.222 inches. Again, we'll call this fish outline plug. And when we calculate that out, we get our toolpaths for our plug. When we preview the toolpaths, see we have a nice clean plug. So there you have it. Paul, I want to thank you so much for submitting your question, and I really hope that this video helps to clarify things. It's always a good idea, whether using V-Carve inlay toolpaths or the traditional, or also referred to as Zank method, that you have a plan for how you intend to separate your pocket and plug toolpaths. The biggest advantage to sheets is that you don't have to make larger plugs to match the material size of your plug inlays. You need only to get the measurement of your vectors and create plug materials that are a little larger to account for the offset. I hope all of my viewers have found this video to be helpful. If you have, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hype the video. Doing so helps my channel to get more exposure so that others seeking help with V-Carve inlays can find it. I've also pinned a playlist of many of my V-Carve inlay tutorials right here. Take a look at them now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.